Albinism Network for Women and Girls organized one-day sensitization on the sexual and reproductive health and rights of young girls with albinism. The Executive Director, Albinism Network for Girls and Women, under the leadership of Onyemachi Constant Anieke, the Executive Director Network of Albinism for Women and Girls, who presented a paper. Also, Dr. Silvanus Welle, Deputy Director, Health Gender Branch, Division of Federal Ministry of Health, delivered a lecture in concert with Mrs. Fumilayo Owosani, the CEO, founder, Kickstings Resource Center.
For those who do not know me, I'm the Executive Director of Women and Girls with Albinism Network. I want to welcome the Honorable Special Assistant to the President on Equal Opportunities and Special Needs, Honorable Mohammed Abaisa, and the Federal Ministry of Health, who is ably represented here, and also the Executive Director, Inclusive Voice for Youth and Children with Disabilities, the National Coordinator, Advocacy for Women with Disabilities Initiative, AWODI, and every person present here. Women and Girls with Albinism Network is a network born out of the need and identification of the issues that affect women and girls in the society. And because of how albinism is being viewed and what persons with albinism face, especially women and young girls with albinism face, in terms of education, stigmatization and discrimination, marginalization, access to economic empowerment, access to proper healthcare and inclusive education, and a whole lot of what makes up the society. I decided to come up with something to ensure that the society is aware that we exist and are inclusive in their policies, their programs, and interventions. Our thematic areas, like you can see on our flip chart, on our roll-up banner, includes inclusive, safe, and affordable healthcare. Because as persons with albinism, when it comes to healthcare, we face a lot of challenges, knowledge barriers, gaps, healthcare and skin, which is what actually ails a lot of persons with albinism. We also talk about inclusive education. I know a lot of us are in schools, some of us are in the tertiary institutions, a lot of us are out, but we can also say that we have experienced one or two things, especially when we have to access education, which indirectly affects our grades in school. We also look at the aspect of sexual and gender-based violence. Now, because of so many myths and superstitious beliefs surrounding albinism, women to be attacked, to be abused, to face sexual and gender-based violence. You know, a lot of it also includes the fact that some people think that a woman with albinism, when you're a woman with albinism, you are cured, which this wrong misconception leads to us being more prone to violence from people in our society. And we also look at sexual and reproductive health and rights, and that is why we are here. Sexual and reproductive health and rights cuts across everything that relates to you as a woman. From the first time you begin to see your menstruation, puberty, access to HIV kits, which has to also do with sexual and reproductive health. Sometimes childbearing as well also come in. That is also one of our core thematic areas. We also look at economic empowerment and employment. Socioeconomic empowerment for us means different things because we try to address empowerment from various angles, from the informal to the formal sector. We also look at mentorship, because we have young ones who we try as much as possible to ensure that we build their courage, we build resilience in them, we build their self-esteem, so that when they are faced with different travails in the society or different backlash from the society because of how we look, you can be able to speak up. So we also mentor young ones to be able to speak for their rights, to be able to understand their rights and how to go about it, and to also be able to be leaders in their different communities. We also look at climate action and climate justice. Now, climate action, I know we are experiencing it now. A lot of you might not understand why the weather is the way it is, but it is as a result of man's work on earth over the years, and that is why we have this weather that is not conducive, most especially for us as persons with albinism. With this weather, we face more sunburns, right? Even when we are in the house, we still burn inside the house. We get hot, true or false. So now this is as a result of climate action, and we also focus on that to ensure that, how many of you grew up and heard about the dinosaurs? Have you ever seen a dinosaur before? Because now the dinosaur is extinct. And if the weather condition continues,
informed me that we must be represented. He followed it up, in fact, early this morning or late last night, he sent me a reminder, another message. As this event is going on here, we have another important event that my office is attending, officers in my office. But he just had to stress that I should be here. So that's in itself speaks volumes of the importance that we attach to what you are doing here. So he has asked me to convey the good wishes of the Federal Ministry of Health, Family Health Department, and Cashier Division to your organization, and said I should inform you that we are very open to working with this organization, because at the Federal Ministry of Health, my office is the office that is saddled with the responsibility of working to address the health issues and other issues like the previous speaker earlier highlighted, issues of gender-based violence, especially as it concerns persons with albinism. Okay, he has asked me to also tell you that he's happy that you are not depending on government to champion your cause. You are taking your destinies in your own hands. You are being proactive. And he says, I should tell you that is the best approach to it. Okay, so he said I should congratulate you on this occasion of this event to sensitization on the sexual and reproductive health and rights of persons with albinism. And it also says our doors are open 24 hours a day. We are accessible, we are approachable. You can always reach out to us and you can be in touch. You should always be in touch so that if there is anything, any work we are doing for this very important subset of the population, we are very, very open to working with you. So once again, thank you for inviting us. We are very, very glad and eager to continue to work with you going forward as we tackle the issues that concern persons with albinism and other persons with disability in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Okay. So I want to say good morning to everybody, and I want to say I'm delighted to be part of this great event. I want to appreciate the Executive Director, Ms. Constance Oyemeshi, the Executive Director of Network of Women and Girls with Albinism, and our team for this great inclusion. Promoting inclusion is not imposing implementation. It is an opportunity.
We are here for a purpose. So please let us achieve the purpose. Let us keep all those things behind, because problem not the finish. By the grace of God, we will not have problem. We just have what? Challenges. And by the grace of the Almighty God, everything will be resolved. So for now, please let us keep all those things by the side and let's pay attention to what we have to do here today. My name is Fumi Osheni, and I'm here this morning to take you through this. So on this topic, we have the sensitization of the sexual and reproductive health and rights of girls, of young girls with albinism. This session is going to be interactive. But just before we go into the interactive aspect, I want to talk about sexual and reproductive health. What is sexual and reproductive health? Most of us here knows what I'm talking about. Sexual because it has to do with our sexual life. Reproductive because it is our sexual life that determines the type of reproductive life we have. And also, it also talks about rights of young girls. I'll put the word albinism later. Rights of young girls. Whatever we learn, whatever decision we take as young girls determines what happens to us in the later future. True or true? You understand? The steps we take, the actions we take, and the decisions we make as young girls, determine some of the consequences, some of the outcomes we have in the nearest future. Now, talking about sexual and reproductive health, what is it? It means a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being of all matters concerning reproductive health. You can see that I'm still back to that reproductive health. How does it affect us as a human? Can somebody talk to me on what the impact and the consequence of a woman having a good reproductive health? Can somebody just say something just before I move on? Any special thing that people living with albinism that affects them on reproductive health that does not affect another color? Is there anything? Is there any research? Is there any evidence-based factor like that? No. Anything. So that is to say, we all have equal rights when it comes to reproductive health, be persons living with albinism or not. Exactly, thank you, as long as you are a human being. So, you have the right to health, you have the right to decide the kind of sex life you have the right to decide who you want to have sexual intercourse with at the right time. You understand? You are talking about reproductive, you have the right to decide. Do you understand my question? Can somebody else help you to have a healthy body? No. Who can do that? Yourself. So we have to know the information and avoid troubles from entering this place. Once the blood enters there, so you drop it at this smaller, can you see the smaller part? Yes. Are you seeing it? I'll still take it from. Are you seeing the smaller part? Yes. So that's why you now press it because there's blood inside. Do you remember? Do you remember? Yes. You're not talking. Yes. Okay, you now drop the blood on this first spot. Just a drop. You did it. Everything's on the table. I'm just raising it up. It's not as if you're doing it like this. You did everything on a flat surface while doing it. I'm just raising it up so that you see what I'm actually doing. So this is the buffer. Yeah? So once you drop the blood, the next thing is to drop one drop of this. You open this and drop just a drop. And that's all. You now leave it for how long? 20 minutes. It's actually 15 to 20 minutes, but nothing more than 20 minutes. Thank you very much. So you use it for 20 minutes and take your read like this. You understand why I'm doing it like this for you to have an idea. We on this the kids. We have the C. You see you see two letters. You have the C and the T. The C is what? Control is the control. It's to tell you that this kit is working well. Now the T is to show you the test results. So a red line will come up. If it is only one red line on the C, it shows which result? Negative. Thank you. But if we have two red lines on the C and T, it shows what? Positive result. So single red line shows what? Negative result. While the double red line on the C and the T shows what? Positive result. If everybody does this at home and you see, let's say it becomes two lines, negative, two red lines, the result becomes positive. What's the next thing to do? Just go to hospital. At the hospital, they will not rely on your results. They will still carry out their own test results. And if it becomes the same thing, then you will lead towards treatment and care. So, like the
understand how the society marginalizes women, and then as a woman with albinism, it is double for us. So we decided to come up with that to make sure that the society understands that we exist, and to demystify myths and superstitious beliefs surrounding albinism, and to also speak for us, because if we don't speak, nobody will speak for us. To let the public know that albinism is a genetic condition and it's also a disability, and let them understand the difficulties we face, the barriers we face in the society as young women and girls with albinism. One of our thematic areas is on research, and I understand how that there are certain things that cannot work without evidence. Everything has to be evidence-based. And challenges that persons with albinism face, not limited to these challenges, but one of it, a couple of them are access to inclusive education, which is a problem, access to safe and affordable health care, because as persons with albinism, we have health challenges such as sunburn, skin cancer, and the regular consultation with the ophthalmologist and dermatologist, which is not something that when you look at the health sector, it's not something that has been given key focus, and that is one of the challenges we face. And then we also want to come from the angle of evidence-based, and that's why we do research, so that we can influence policies that are already existing that needs to be reviewed to include our needs. We're looking at having this discussion with the National Assembly and also policy makers, so that existing policies can be reviewed to be all-encompassing, to be inclusive of the issues of persons with albinism in the society. So that's it. Young men in Nigeria, if now they see woman, say the woman fair, as they call them albino, but that is not be the correct word with that one. Now, person with albinism, try make you understand, if you even ask the person your name, so that I can approach you properly, because to call the person albino, na discrimination. To call the person Oyibo, Afi, na discrimination. So make we know the right way. And secondly, young men, when you see a girl wey get albinism, the first thing wey suppose come to your mind no be as you go take sleep with this girl, because a lot of people dey go around with this mindset, say, oh, I don sleep with black, make I sleep with white, make I see as e be. No be so. This person fit be your sister, this person fit be your nephew, fit be. So you need to protect them. You need to protect these people. When you see them, say dem dey in trouble, you need to intercede. When you say they need help, ask them, you need help. If they say yes, help them. But whoever try to take advantage of young women wey get albinism.
Well, thank you so much.
The Executive Director, Women and Girls with Albinism. One of our thematic areas is on research, and I understand how that there are certain things that cannot work without evidence. Everything has to be evidence-based. And challenges that persons with albinism face, not limited to these challenges, but one of it, a couple of them are access to inclusive education, which is a problem, access to safe and affordable healthcare, because as persons with albinism, we have health challenges such as sunburn, skin cancer, and the regular consultation with the ophthalmologist and dermatologist, which is not something that when you look at the health sector, it's not something that has been given key focus, and that is one of the challenges we face. And then we also want to come from the angle of evidence-based, and that's why we do research, so that we can influence policies. Policies are already existing that needs to be reviewed to include our needs. We're looking at having this discussion with the National Assembly and also policy makers, so that existing policies can be reviewed to be all-encompassing, to be inclusive of the issues of persons with albinism in society. So that's it. Young men when in Nigeria, if na they see woman, say the woman fair, as they call am albino, but that is not be the correct word with that one. Now person with albinism, try make you understand, even as a person, your name, so that I fit approach you properly, because to call the person albino na discrimination, to call the person oyibo afi na discrimination. So make we know the right way. And secondly, young men, when una see a girl wey get albinism, the first thing wey suppose come to your mind no be as you go take sleep with this girl, because a lot of una dey go around with this mindset, say, oh, I don sleep with black, make I sleep with white, make I see as e be. No be so. This person fit be your sister, this person fit be your nephew, fit be. So you need to dey protect them. You need to protect these people. When you see them, say dem dey in trouble, you need to intercede. When you say they need help, ask them, you need help. If they say yes, help them. But no ever try to take advantage of young women wey get albinism.
Well, thank you so much.
The Executive Director of Women and Girls with Albinism.
I'm a research assistant, I'm a counselor, and a resource person.
Good.
I think the most important thing, the first thing first, is the education. Once they are well informed on the consequence of the action they are taking, then it will help them in taking an informed decision. Talking about the opposite sex, men, it's not only about women. If the woman does not want, what if the men force them? We have a situation of rape or many things that happen in the society. The men too should be informed and know about all these things that happen, so that they too will know that the action they take on the girls of today determines the future of the girls tomorrow. They are not left from getting infected with the HIV, the STDs we're talking about. They can also be infected. It's not only about thinking that you've taken advantage of a girl. Do you know the HIV? Do you know her HIV status? Do you know other opportunistic infections she has in her body? So the important thing is not only about girls, the boys too.